So we will be starting the concept of solving linear equations with non-linear equations. Okay, let's say we have an equation y square plus 2x plus 3 whole square is equals to 10, and we have another equation 2x plus y is equals to 1. So now I am marking them as equation 1 and equation 2. So we can look at it that the easier equation is basically equation number 1. So in linear and non-linear equation case, we will be most likely doing substitution. We don't prefer elimination process because it becomes very difficult for us to apply elimination in linear and non-linear equation case. So we will be taking out the value of x or y from a linear equation. That is the easier one. So I can say from equation 1, I can get the value of y, that becomes 1 minus 2x, and naming it as equation number 3. Now we have the value of y from equation 1. So I will be putting this value in equation 2. Or sorry, it was from equation 2 rather than equation 1. So it was the value of y from equation 2. So I have taken out the value from equation number 2. Now I am putting it in equation number 1. So what is the equation 1? It is y square plus 2x plus 3 whole square is equals to 10. So I will write the value of y. Instead of y, it will be 1 minus 2x whole square plus 2x plus 3 whole square. Make sure if y has a square, then after putting the value of y, we should be putting the square here. Otherwise, we will get the wrong answer. So to open the whole square, we use the formula a minus b whole square and a plus b whole square. So it becomes a square minus 2ab plus b square, and this should become a square plus 2ab plus b square and equals to 10. Now solving this becomes 1 minus 4x plus 4x square plus 4x square plus 12x plus 9 minus 10 equals to 0. Now 4x square plus 4x square becomes 8x square, and 12x minus 4x becomes 8x, and 1 plus 9 becomes 10, and 10 minus 10 becomes 0. Okay, now we can factorize it, and it's a really simple process. I can take common 8x, so it should become x plus 1 equals to 0. Now we have two brackets giving value equals to 0. So when we have two values giving equals to 0, we take both of them one by one equals to 0. So it should be 8x equals to 0 and x plus 1 equals to 0. So 8 should become 0 by 8. So obviously dividing 0 by something becomes 0. So we have the value x equals to 0, and we have the value x equals to minus 1. So now we have the value of x. So I can put these values of x in equation 3. So I can write put x in equation 3. Equation 3 is y is equals to 1 minus 2x. So it should become y is equals to 1 minus 2. X value is 0, and y is equals to 1 minus 2. X value is minus 1. So it should become 1 minus 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. It should become 1 minus minus plus 2, and it should become y is equals to 3. So Now we have to write out the values in the solution set. So whenever we writing the solution set, make sure we write it in the ordered pair, and we must write the value of x with the respective y. We should write the value of x with the respective y. So remember one thing, when the equation is non-linear, it is not forming a straight line on the graph, rather making any of the curves. Okay, so now moving on to the next example. We have a question, y minus x is equals to 3 and 2 upon x minus x upon y is equals to 1. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So we can look at equation number 1 and we can take the value from equation 1 because it looks like easier to me. So from equation 1, I am getting the value of y. It should become x plus 3. Now I have the value of y. So I should be putting y is equals to x plus 3 in equation 2. So whatever the equation 2 is, instead of y, I should be putting x plus 3. So I think you must know the process of LCM. So it should be x multiplied by x plus 3. So this should be go there and this should go there. So it becomes 2 multiplied by x plus 3 minus x multiplied by x. So that's the procedure for LCM. In a manner, we can write a upon b plus c upon d basically becomes ad plus bc upon bd. That's the simplest of the LCMs. So now solving this becomes 2x plus 6 minus x square upon x square plus 3x equals to 1. So now it will remain the same and we will do cross multiplication and making the left side 0. All the values on the left side should come on the right side, changing their signs. So I put a 0 on the left side or I put a 0 on the right side, both are same. So it will become 2x square plus x minus 6 is equals to 0. So now we have a quadratic equation. So we have to solve this quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula or the middle term break. Okay, by using the middle term break factor, it should be 2x square plus 4 minus 3x. So it should be 2x square plus 4x minus 3x minus 6 is equals to 0. So taking from common from the first two values, it will give 2x common and there should be x plus 2. Now minus 3 common, it should be x plus 2. Then taking the common again, it should be x plus 2 and the remaining value should be 2x minus 3, and on the right side 0 is there. So now we have two brackets giving us 0. So either we take the first bracket equals to 0 or either we take the second bracket equals to 0. So now x should be equals to minus 2 from here, and now x should be equals to 3 upon 2 from there. Okay, so now we have the values of x, and we had the equation 3. So now we can put x in equation 3, while the equation 3 is y is equals to x plus 3. So obviously we will be getting two values, one for minus 2 and one for 3 upon 2. So it should become 1, and this should become, by taking LCM, 9 upon 2. So writing it in the solution set in the form of x comma y. So minus 2 should be making a pair with 1, and 3 upon 2 should be making a pair with 9 upon 2. Okay, let us look at how the equations will be shown on the graph. So it was y minus x is equals to 3, and it was 2 upon x minus x upon y equals to 1. So we can see that our answer was, so it is not showing us the value. So it should be lying here, let's say, and it should be lying here somewhat. So minus 2 comma 1 was one of the answers, and 1.5 comma 4.5 was one of the answers. Okay. Okay, so now we are doing question number 11. So question number 11 is 2x plus y plus 2 equals to 0, and we have another equation, 1 upon x plus 2 upon y equals to 1 upon 2. So let's say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So now I can find the value from equation 1. So let's say I'm taking out the value of y. So it should be minus 2 minus 2x. So we have the value of y here. So we should be putting the value in equation 2. So first of all, before putting the value, I will do some process or do some steps in equation 2 so that it might become easier. So taking the LCM becomes y plus 2x upon xy is equals to half. Now cross multiplying it, it should become 2y plus 4x is equals to xy. Now I will be putting the value y is equals to minus 2 minus 2x. So instead of y, I will write minus 2 minus 2x on the left side as well as on the right side. Now it becomes minus 4, it becomes minus 4x, it becomes 4x, it becomes minus 2x, and it becomes minus 2x squared. So now we can clearly see that 4x to be cancelled with 4x, it should become minus 4 is equals to minus 2x squared. So now rearranging it, taking the values from the right hand side and getting it on the left hand side. Now you can see that we have something common here. So what is common here? 2 is basically common here. So I will be taking 2 common. So it should become x squared plus x minus 2 equals to 0. And by dividing whole by 2, I will get the equation x squared plus x minus 2 equals to 0. So now it has become a quadratic equation. We must solve it by using a quadratic formula or by using the middle term break. So after multiplying it, it should become 2x and it should become minus x minus 2 equals to 0. So now taking x common, it will become x plus 2. And now taking minus 1 common, it should become x plus 2. So now taking x plus 2 common is again, it should become x minus 1. So now we have two values that is giving 0. So either we will take the first value equals to 0 or we will take the next value equals to 0. So we will get two values of x, that is minus 2 and 1. So now we have the values of x, that is 1 and minus 2. So that was equation 3. So I should be putting x equals to whatever the value of x is in equation 3, while equation 3 is y is equals to minus 2 minus 2x. So it should become y is equals to minus 2 minus 2, x value is minus 2, and y is equals to minus 2 minus 2 into 1. So it should become minus 2 plus 4. This should become minus 2 minus 2. This should become equals to 2, and this should become equals to minus 4. Now making a box around it, and now making the solution set. So solution set should be in the form of x and y. Now we know that minus 2 has a pair with 2 and 1 has a pair with minus 4. So that is our answer. So moving on to question number 14. They are asking that a line is 2x plus 3y is equals to 1 intersects the curve x into x plus y equals to 10 at A and B, and they want us to calculate A and B. So basically, whatever the intersection points are can be found out by using the simultaneous equation process. So now we know that we have equation 1 with us. Now we have equation 2 with us. So finding out the intersection points or solving the simultaneous equations is basically the same process. So from equation 1, I may get out the value, I may take out the value of y from here. So it should become y is equals to 1 minus 2x upon 3. So we have the value of y, that becomes equation 3. So now we should be putting the value of y in equation 2, while equation 2 is x into x plus y is equals to 10. So instead of y, I will write 1 minus 2x upon 3 is equals to 10. Now taking the LCM. The LCM should be 3 here. 3 will be multiplied with x, and 1 minus 2x remains the same. So 3 will go there, and 3x minus 2x becomes x. So it should be 30. And now this becomes x squared plus x is equals to 30. or I can write x square plus x minus 30 is equals to 0. So now it has become a quadratic equation. So now we can solve it either by quadratic formula or by middle term break. So I am using the middle term break process. So it should become x square plus 6x minus 5x minus 30 equals to 0. Now taking x common from the first two and taking minus 5 common from the next two. So now you can see x plus 6 is common again, and the remaining values are x minus 5. So what we do, we take both values equals to 0. So it should become x plus 6 equals to 0, and it should be x minus 5 is equals to 0. So now x should be minus 6, or x should be equals to 5. So we have two values of x. So obviously we will be getting two values of y as well. Now we have to put this x in equation 3. So equation 3 is y is equals to 1 minus 2x whole divided by 3. So first of all, we will put x equals to minus 6, and then we will put x equals to 5. So this should become 1 plus 12 upon 3, and this should become 1 minus 10 upon 3. So this should become 13 by 3, and this should become 9 by 3, and after cancellation it should be 3. So now we have the x values and now we have the y values. So I can write the answer in the coordinates form, that is the value of a should be equals to minus 6 comma 13 by 3, and the value of b should be 5 comma 3. Any problem in that? So now you can look at the graph, that is 2x plus 3y is equals to 1, and x into x plus y is equals to 10. So after solving it, you can look at it that we have the values of a and b. So what we had written this value equals to a. So this is the intersection point a, and I have written this value equals to b. So you can see the line and a curve is basically intersecting at 2 points. So basically we have 2 points of intersection, that is a and b, and we had already found these values, and I think so we have found it correctly.